Okay, let's unpack this. We are launching into a deep dive today that feels like a masterclass in efficiency.
It really does.
We're looking at a stack of sources detailing this uh, highly effective, equipment-free athletic conditioning workout. But I have to say, it is decidedly not for beginners.
No, absolutely not.
The routine we're analyzing is labeled with this single kind of intriguing identifier, day 13.
Just day 13.
Yeah, and our mission is to understand how this compact 25, maybe 30-minute session manages to achieve such diverse high-level fitness goals.
And we're talking about some serious goals here.
Right. Improving raw speed, coordination, and serious power, all without a single jump rope or dumbbell. I mean, this isn't just exercise. It feels more like precision programming.
That programming is the key. You know, when you look at the stated goals, plyometric power, acceleration, coordination, cardio endurance, the scope is huge for less than half an hour.
It's massive.
Which, you know, it immediately raises an important question. How do you get maximum intensity and hit all those athletic systems in such a short amount of time?
And what's the answer?
The answer, as the sources show, is intelligent and, let's be honest, often brutal structural design.
Okay, I think we need to frame this for everyone listening, because
Yeah.
this isn't a random collection of squats and lunges. This workout is a system.
It's absolutely a system.
So we're going to structure our discussion exactly like the workout itself.
Right.
We'll analyze the critical warm-up,
Mm-hmm.
then dissect the high-stakes circuit, understand the purpose of the strength superset, and finish by analyzing that cooldown.
Mm.
We'll highlight what each piece contributes to actually making an athlete better.
Sounds good.
So let's start where any good conditioning program starts, the required 4-minute warm-up. And the source material really stresses this isn't just about, loosening up.
No, it's about dynamic preparation. It's designed to wake up the specific muscle pathways you're about to need for explosion.
So it's preparatory, not passive.
Exactly. The first minute starts light, just a light jog in place for 45 seconds to get the core temperature up. That's pretty standard.
Right.
But what follows is very, very focused. You go right into hip mobility circles and then dynamic leg swings.
So we're talking 45 seconds for the hip mobility circles, another 45 for ankle mobility paired with a calf stretch, and then 45 seconds of those dynamic leg swings.
Right, that's 3 full minutes of focused, large-range motion.
And what's so fascinating here is that immediate focus on the hips and ankles.
Well, think about it. For any routine focused on speed and agility, those are your primary shock absorbers. They're your power transmitters.
So if your hips are tight,
Your ability to generate lateral power, which we know is coming, is severely limited. The warm-up is physically setting the optimal range of motion before you even start.
wait, I have a question about that last minute then.
Yeah.
If the main circuit is all about speed and explosive power, why spend the last minute doing slow lateral shuffles?
Ah, yes.
The final 60 seconds are butt kicks for 30 seconds, and then slow lateral shuffles for 30 seconds. Why not just, ramp up with more jump prep?
That lateral shuffle is genius. It's a specificity drill. See, day 13 is highly focused on multi-directional movement. By including slow, controlled lateral shuffles right at the end of the warm-up, you're basically sending a signal to your nervous system.
A signal that says what?
It's saying, get ready. We are about to move side to side, and we're going to do it quickly. You're activating stabilizer muscles and coordination patterns before the high-intensity impact.
So it's preparatory specificity.
Exactly. It's bridging that gap between general readiness and the explosive circuit that's coming next.
That makes perfect sense. It's like the neurological handshake before the sprint.
That's a great way to put it.
Which brings us to the main event, the athletic agility circuit. The sources make it really clear this is the engine of the whole workout.
Oh, this is absolutely where the conditioning turns anaerobic. I mean, if we're contextualizing it, this part is specifically designed for explosive power and acceleration
So we're merging raw strength.
with extremely fast movement patterns. The output is so high you just can't sustain it for long.
And the structure is punishing. We're talking 3 full rounds, and the format is 40 seconds of work, then only 20 seconds of rest.
And you only get that full 1-minute break after you've completed all 5 exercises.
40 seconds of maximal plyometric effort that feels like a marathon in interval training terms.
It is.
That 40-20 ratio is just brutal for agility work. You barely have time to get your breath back. What is that targeting physiologically?
It's targeting two things, power endurance and metabolic stress.
Okay, break that down.
Well, 40 seconds is long enough to fully deplete your immediate stored fuel, your ATP system, and it forces your body to start recruiting that anaerobic pathway.
And the 20-second rest.
It's calculated. It's just enough time for a tiny bit of recovery, but not enough to clear out all the metabolic waste.
So by round 3.
By round 3, you are performing explosive movements while your muscles are absolutely screaming with a lactic buildup. That's how you condition for late-game performance.
Okay, let's dissect the 5 exercises, because they seem to strategically cycle through all the crucial planes of athletic movement.
Absolutely. The first move is lateral skater jumps. We just prepped for lateral movement in the warm-up, and boom, now we're demanding maximum output.
And these aren't just little hops.
No. They build explosive, single-leg, side-to-side power. You're training the body to absorb force eccentrically and then immediately redirect it horizontally. That is critical for cutting and dodging in any sport.
Then we immediately switch to linear speed, fast feet plus forward sprint on spot. I love this one because it solves that no equipment, no space problem.
Exactly.
The goal here is stated as improving acceleration and speed without moving far. But what's really happening physiologically during those 40 seconds?
It's pure neurological training. It's not about distance. It's about the rate of turnover.
So how fast your feet move.
Right. The athlete is trained to minimize ground contact time and maximize frequency. We're optimizing muscle fiber recruitment, specifically the fast twitch fibers, to fire and relax quicker.
Which translates directly to a faster start off the line.
Even if you're stationary, yes. Next up, you hit the squat to calf raise explode. This is a functional strength move disguised as a power drill.
Right, it cleverly combines that lower body strength endurance of the squat
with the speed output of the explosive calf raise. We're training something called the stretch shortening cycle.
Explain that.
You're forced to transition instantly from the deep eccentric load of the squat, that's the stretching part, to an explosive concentric movement, which is contracting quickly. Think of it like a rubber band. You load it up, then you snap it.
And improving that elasticity is fundamental to jumping higher and running faster.
Precisely.
The 4th exercise brings us back to agility. Lateral shuffle touch. The source just says, agility training like athletes.
Which implies a requirement for precision, especially under fatigue.
It does.
This exercise links the cardiovascular system back into movement efficiency. Unlike the skater jump, which is pure power, the shuffle touch is about continuous, repetitive change of direction while keeping a low center of gravity.
So you're training to decelerate, pivot, and accelerate.
All skills that are vital in team sports or even dynamic trail running.
And finally, the glorious finisher for the round, the ultimate plyometric challenge. Tuck jumps.
And this is right before your 1-minute rest.
The source labels this advanced plyometrics for explosive power. They're not pulling any punches here, especially on day 13.
Not at all. Tuck jumps are a maximal effort move. You're taking all the prep work, the hip mobility, the coordination, that stretch shortening cycle, and demanding peak vertical jump output for 40 straight seconds.
Wow.
It's designed to push the power system to failure. It ensures the body has maximized fast twitch fiber engagement before that brief recovery. It's the ultimate cardiovascular spike before the break.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, the entire circuit is just a systematic assault.
It is.
You've got lateral, linear, and vertical power all cycle through and repeated 3 times. It's comprehensive conditioning built for athletes who need that multi-directional speed.
That burst.
Exactly. Now, after that total anaerobic assault in the circuit, your body is probably redline and just begging for a cool down.
You'd think so.
But day 13 doesn't allow for a slow recovery. We transition immediately into the strength component, which is the lower body strength superset.
And this is where the focus shifts from pure explosion to sustained muscular endurance. This is where the metabolic conditioning truly kicks in. We've exhausted the speed reserves, now we stress the endurance reserves.
The structure changes significantly here too. Only 2 rounds are required, but they have to be done with maximum intensity 30 seconds per exercise, with no rest between the individual movements.
And that no rest mandate is key. It's the defining feature.
So you're moving from high-speed power to
high-tension fatigue. You start with squat pulses. This increases the time under tension dramatically compared to full squats, maximizing that metabolic stress in the quads and glutes.
and immediately Without a single breath, you go into reverse lunges.
Right. And that shift is specifically designed to challenge stability and unilateral strength when your muscles are already burning.
The sequencing is critical then.
It is. Squat pulses primarily hit the quads symmetrically. Reverse lunges demand stability, engaging the hip flexors and stabilizing muscles in a way that's much harder under duress.
So you're training the body to maintain stability and power output even when you're fatigued.
Again, vital for athletic performance when concentration might start to slip.
And then there's the final dynamic movement, the glute bridge hold. The source emphasizes this crucial instruction: squeeze hard.
And that's all about pure activation and control. After all that dynamic fatigue, you're forced to recruit those glutes isometrically.
Is that a common pattern?
Oh yeah, in advanced athletic programming, you dynamically stress the muscles, and then you immediately demand maximal activation and control under static tension. It reinforces the mind-muscle connection when you are mentally and physically spent.
And the immediate follow-up to that intense squeeze is the 40-second wall set. That is an extremely long isometric hold after all that work.
That wall sit serves as the absolute capstone of the superset. It demands endurance and, frankly, mental fortitude. It ensures the slew twitch fibers are fully engaged and pushed to failure.
So if the circuit trained you to be fast,
The superset trained you to stay fast for longer, and the whole thing is capped by a 1-minute rest before the second and final round. It's an incredibly comprehensive endurance block squeezed into about 4 minutes.
that's the beauty of the programming. It transitions seamlessly from anaerobic output to muscular endurance, ticking both conditioning boxes before the end. It doesn't let you off the hook.
Exactly. For an athlete, endurance is the ability to maintain speed and power late in a game. This segment ensures that.
We then move into the final 3 minutes, which are dedicated to cool down and mobility. I know it's easy to skip this part, but after this kind of intensity, it seems non-negotiable.
It is essential recovery, and the stretches are very specific to the work that was just done.
So we're looking at a standing quad stretch, 30 seconds each side, a hamstring stretch for 30 seconds, hip flexor stretch for 30 seconds, and finally the pigeon pose for a full minute.
And you can see the logic. Those quads and hamstrings must be screaming after the squat pulses, lunges, and wall sit.
Oh, absolutely. And the pigeon pose specifically targets the deep external rotators of the hip.
Which ensures that all the lateral movements from the circuit haven't locked up the joint capsules.
So when we review the logic of the entire 25 to 30-minute session, it's a brilliant performance blueprint.
It really is. Dynamic prep, an anaerobic power cycle, a metabolic strength push, and then targeted mobility for recovery. It systematically addresses speed, power, endurance, and coordination.
And it proves that really complex athletic conditioning can be achieved quickly.
And, crucially, without any specialized equipment.
It means the source material provides a perfect example of structured, high-yield athletic training. That's not just a list of exercises. It's a perfectly timed structure that maximizes every single second.
And that structure is what you should really take away from this. The precise timing, those 45-second warm-up drills, the strict 40-20 circuit ratio, the zero-rest 30-second supersets.
They all work together.
They all work together to condense that entire athletic experience into a short window. Every second is programmed to elicit a specific physiological adaptation.
So here's the final piece of the puzzle I keep coming back to.
Go on.
The session is labeled Day 13.
Right. And that's not an arbitrary number.
This is not an introductory session. It includes advanced plyometrics like tuck jumps, these high-intensity supersets. It's likely a peak performance day within a larger progressive training cycle.
And that raises an important question for you to mull over. What must the previous 12 days of training have looked like to prepare an athlete for this level of intensity?
And what comes next?
Exactly. What must the next training cycle look like to sustain or even build upon this combination of explosive power and metabolic conditioning? The structure of a larger training cycle. That's the next deep dive awaiting us.